Well, what up, y'all? Welcome to some silly season news. We're going to be running down a bunch of silly season news that was announced, so enjoy the video. Goodbye. First topic, Calling Racing announced that Ty Dillon will drive the number 10 full-time in 2025. He's done some select Cup races for Calling this year. He was running full-time for Rackley Roofing Racing in the Truck Series, but was released from the number 25 truck for Dawson Sutton. Dawson Sutton had a great first race, a top 5. So Ty Dillon taking over the number 10. So yes, the number 10 is at Stewart-Haas currently. Will now move over and be a calling car. So really cool that the number 10, they had that in the Xfinity Series, now in the Cup Series. That also means that Daniel Hemrick will not continue with calling racing after 2025. There's some rumors of him going to a good truck ride, so good for Daniel. But look, man, let's be real. Ty Dillon has not done much in his overall career. I mean, he's run pretty meh most of his career. He hasn't really had great opportunities. He was at Page GMS in 2022, the first year in the next gen, ran pretty poor there. Same thing the year after that, he went to Spire in the 77 and ran kind of the same. And now he's run select part-time schedule for calling and hasn't really done much. Has 0 top 5s, top 10s, nothing. But, calling has chosen to run him full-time. I'm not sure if it's money. I do believe that this signing will also, there was announced that Calling has also re-signed and strengthened their RCR alliance. So who knows, Richard Childress, one of his grandsons, Ty Dillon, Calling is like, we'll sign Ty Dillon, and that'll also strengthen our alliance with RCR to hopefully make our cars faster. So there's a lot there, probably with the reason that they signed Ty Dillon. Calling just signed Ty Norris to have a high executive role at Calling to help rebuild that team. Ty Norris was known for helping build DEI, Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, also then helped build Michael Watcher Racing. And then he had, I don't know what he did in between Michael Watcher Racing and then coming over to Trackhouse. But he's done a great job of building those organizations to becoming big-time powerhouses in NASCAR. So I'm interested to see if Ty Norris can help build Calling Racing into a much more competitive team. And I'm also interested to see, does Ty Dillon last one or more seasons, or is this a one-and-done for Ty Dillon? Next thing was announced multiple weeks ago, but Bubba Wallace will be back for 2011 for the next 2 seasons for 2025 and 2026. Big signing for 2311. It's a big signing them to keep Bubba Wallace around. Bubba Wallace, people would say he doesn't deserve this ride. The haters will say that. He missed out in the playoffs. But to me, I think, he would have made the playoffs if it wasn't for a bunch of drivers below him winning races. He was running great. I definitely think at the beginning of the year, he was starting to run really good. And in the middle of the year, he kind of struggled. And then near the end of this year, he's starting to put down some good finishes, has good speed. Hearing from Denny Hamlin about it, he doesn't seem too upset. Seems like he's happy with Bubba Wallace's progress. Look, man, who else are you going to put in that 23 car? I mean, Corey Heim yes, he's a talented guy, but it takes multiple years for rookies to, develop and be winning caliber drivers and be, ready to win races. And Bubba Wallace can win you a race any given week. I fully believe that. Corey Heim is not that level yet. Also, rumors about Ryan Herbst coming in 2011 in a third car, but according to Ryan Herbst, he's very uncertain about his future. Congrats, Bubba Wallace. Great for him. They just announced the birth of their son, so really cool. It's going to be great to see Bubba Wallace in the Cup Series for at least 2 more years. Next thing, Geico will end their NASCAR partnership after this season. They've been a part of NASCAR since 2009. They're one of NASCAR's premier partners. They're the official sponsor of the Restart Zone. So I guess it's sad to see Geico go, but it's just some sponsors are a part of sport for a long time, and then when time's up for them, they want to move on to somewhere else, they move on. This also marks the first premier sponsor for the NASCAR Cup Series to be leaving this series. Currently Coca-Cola, Busch Light, Xfinity, and Geico. So now Geico will be out, and it'll just be Coca-Cola, Busch Light, and Xfinity. Be interesting to see if NASCAR fills in that big-time sponsorship, or they just leave it to those 3 premier partners. Definitely sad. I'm going to miss seeing that Geico Restart Zone. Be interesting to see who the new sponsor takes over the Restart Zone, but that'll be the one interesting thing to come out of all this. Next thing, according to Adam Stern, FedEx will continue to reduce its sponsorship involvement with Joe Gibbs Racing and could end the sponsorship deal altogether. FedEx has been a part of Joe Gibbs Racing since 2005, almost 2 decades. Denny Hamlin has won a ton of races for them. According to an article, FedEx would spend close to $25 million on sponsorship. They sponsored every race for the number 11 car up until 2021 when they start reducing it. Fred Smith, the former CEO, was great buddies, great friends with Joe Gibbs. He ended up selling the company in 2022 to a new owner. I'm not going to pronounce his name, but that's also when we saw some severe reduction in sponsorship in primary cars for Denny Hamlin. Definitely will stink to see FedEx out of the sport, but look, man, they've been a part of the sport for a very long time. It sounds like the new owner and CEO of FedEx isn't as big of a race fan. But man, some people will say that NASCAR's dying. Look at FedEx leaving the sport, but FedEx has been reducing their sports sponsorship, for a long time. They just added their stadium naming rights to the Washington Commanders Stadium, so they're reducing a lot in their sponsorship, reducing a lot of big costs. So I don't think we should look at this as like a bad look on NASCAR. We would be seeing a lot of big sponsors leaving NASCAR for a long, long time. We'll be interested to see if they do continue after this year, or it will be the end of FedEx, Denny Hamlin, and Joe Gibbs Racing. Now look, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, this is bad. Is Denny going to leave Joe Gibbs Racing? He won't have enough sponsorship. Look, FedEx currently only sponsors Denny Hamlin for 10 races currently. He has Mavs Tires and Brakes. He's got Sport Clips, Yahoo, Interstate Batteries. He has a lot of sponsors that are covering him. Mavs Tires is his current primary, so who knows, maybe Mavs Tires becomes his main sponsor and takes over the additional 10 races if FedEx does not continue after this year. Next thing, according to Adam Stern, NASCAR Holdings is switching its ticket partners to Live Nation's entertainment Ticketmaster starting next year, part of a move to get the racing circuits event operators onto the same platforms to make the fan experience easier. There was a lot of outrage, a lot of fan frustration with Ticketmaster becoming the official ticketing partner of NASCAR. Look, man, I like Ticketmaster a lot. SMI Speedway Incorporation, that is their official ticketing partner, Ticketmaster. I like the style, I like it. Now, I understand the fees are people that are really frustrated. I do remember, I think the ticket fee for like the Bristol ticket I bought was like 20-ish bucks additional, and then there was an additional like $10 fee to protect your ticket or whatever. And I do remember paying for an NFL ticket and spending $150 for that ticket, and then spending an additional $50 on fees. So I understand the frustration from NASCAR fans, but I'm sorry to say that I'm not as angry as most fans seem they are with this decision. Next thing, Junior Motorsports announced that Carson Kvapil will go full-time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series driving the number 1 car. This is big. Bass Pro Shops will sponsor 23 races for him. I believe there's 32 races in the Xfinity Series season, so that is a massive chunk of sponsorship. Really cool for Carson Kvapil, a very talented young dog who's worked his way up in the late model ranks and now is going to get a great opportunity to race for the top Chevy team in the Xfinity Series season. This year, Carson Kvapil has run 8 races in the Xfinity Series for Junior Motorsports. Average finish is 11.5, 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s. His best finish is at Dover, 2nd place. He had the lead and then got a little bit of a bumper tap from good old Ryan Truex. Lost the race from that, but overall, he's a very talented. I think he is going to be a very big threat on these short tracks. His late model background, he just won the Valley Star 300 at Martinsville Speedway this past Saturday, which is the biggest late model race in America. So this guy is a freaking freak in the short track world, late model world. He's a hardcore, he's a worker, he's a grinder, he's an American boy. It's great to see a guy who has just, living the American dream, working his tail off in the racing industry, in the small rinks, is now going to get a big opportunity and win a NASCAR's top series. Next thing, according to Bob Cockers and a bunch of other sources, NASCAR production company Words Plus Pictures announced a 2nd season of the Netflix series Full Speed. The companies also having formed a production partnership, Full Speed Entertainment, to develop various racing content. Baby, let's go. Season 2 of NASCAR Full Speed seems like a great partnership here then to make more great racing content. NASCAR Full Speed was a massive success. It was top 10 in multiple different countries, showing the driver's personality. It was incredible. I can't wait for season 2. I'll be excited. It's usually for just playoff drivers. I assume it'll be for playoff drivers. I at least know that Denny Hamlin will be in the season 2 because I saw that the Netflix crew was filming his basketball tournament that he runs in his gym. I saw some Instagram stories from that they were filming in there, so at least I know Denny Hamlin will be back in, which is great because Denny Hamlin was easily the biggest personality in that show for season 1. Can't wait for season 2 of NASCAR Full Speed, baby. Let's freaking go.